Hi, my name is Mike Stewart. I'm from Hawaii. I guess, what was neat about this event, I thought, was that you saw, I guess because it was the first event of the year, guys were pushing it probably a little bit more than they might normally. I think there's no real place for being conservative. So that was a really cool thing to see, like just the competitive nature come out. And I mean, to me, that's the beauty of competition. It can push you into places that you're not normally going to be or feel comfortable in and go to. And so as a result of that, you'll improve your game. And I think that was what happened with a lot of guys. One guy would bust a big, section, the next guy would go, I'll try to better it, and so on and so forth. So you saw a lot of guys really pushing it, and it was a really exciting event. For me, I was super stoked because all my team guys were doing great and just letting it go, man, and just going for it. So that was really cool. In particular, Tom Rigby had an amazing run. But I kind of had my money on Mark because he won Coffeedall, and he's just been on a roll in South Africa, and he came here and he's surfing so good. And in his first few heats, he was just absolutely annihilating the place. And then I thought he'd just go all the way, but as what happens out here sometimes is it switches up as it does, and he just came out short. Same thing with me in my heat. Winds changed, it got real mushy, and while I was trying to get backdoor barrels in the first few heats, it was like not really that many tubes in my heat. But Riggs was just on a roll, man. He was dominating from the beginning, and he came all the way from round 4 or 5, I think it was. Yeah, just absolutely surfed it brilliantly, for an 18-year-old, he surfed with a maturity that you don't see. So I think it's just his nature. He's a super cool guy, and he just surfs and rips, and he doesn't worry too much about the other stuff, or if he does, he doesn't show it. I can't tell that he's worried. But he was surfing really great, and all the way up to the final, he was dominating the final. But I never really felt like, he had it in the bag, like, oh, everyone's all, oh yeah, Tom's got it. And I was like, I kind of felt excited, but I couldn't fall into that trap because I've been there too many times. And I know, as I've always said, you can win a contest in 5 minutes. And that's exactly what Jeff Hubbard did. He came from behind. He was comboed with a few minutes, 4 or 5 minutes to go, and started his rampage. Amazing comeback, great victory for Jeff. And I think a lot of times those kind of victories are the most thrilling because you just come from a place mentally where you just think you're not going to make it, and then to come out victorious is like getting a deep barrel that you don't think you're going to make, and you come through it. It just is an amazing feeling. So yeah, hats off to Jeff, and hats off to Riggs, for giving it a dig. I think one thing cool about Riggs' scenario is I think in a strange way, in the short term, obviously I would wish he won the event, and I'm sure he wished he won it, but I think for someone's career, that was probably the best thing that ever could happen to him. The first event I had out here, I got 3rd place, and I was about the same age, and it just made a drive that helped kind of push me to go on probably a lot further than I would have if I had won the first event out here. So anyway, congratulations to all the riders. There's so many good guys in this contest, so many guys ripping. It was really impressive, and I'm stoked to see bodyboarding progressing as it is. Well, the next stop on the tour is the box over at Margaret River, Western Australia, and that should be a pretty amazing event as well. It's a great bodyboarding wave, a really thick, hollow, drainy wave that even when I started bodyboarding, people had just discovered it. It was like surfers were surfing Margaret's River, and they looked over and there was this slab over there that was just kind of real super drainy, and guys weren't even thinking of surfing, and finally they kind of made their way over there and got into it. But it's a full-on bodyboarding venue, or a really good wave for bodyboarding. Not to say that really good technical surfers can't ride it too, but for bodyboarding, I mean, guys are going to be pretty much letting it all out over there as far as moves and just different types of wave riding techniques you'll see out there. It's going to be pretty amazing. I haven't seen the competitive fever like I have like this in a long time, and everyone is super amped, everyone is well trained, everyone's in shape. Everyone's surfing technically precise and as good as they've ever surfed. And so it's going to be a spectacle. You know, you pit some of the best wave riders in the world at a technical wave like the box, and you're going to see an amazing show, for sure.